Hello, it's Doug from Behind Closed Doors, and today I'm going to be looking at Jonathon Aslay, Why Men Ignore Women They Like, two weird psychological phenomenons. And this will be a very interesting video, so let's get into it.
Well, hello and welcome to Understand Men Now. I'm Jonathon Aslay of jonathonaslay.com, and I'm so excited to be shooting this short video for you today. Our topic, why men ignore women they like. Two weird psychological phenomena that cause this. Two weird things that cause this. Really quickly, if you're new to my YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to be notified of new content. I shoot about 3 or 4 videos per week, so check it out. All right, let's talk about those two weird things that men do.
It's very interesting what Jonathon Aslay does. He helps women understand men better. What I like to do is I like to help men understand themselves better, so then they can attract the woman that they want, as opposed to trying to understand the woman, because all women are different. So it's sort of like the better relationship you can have with yourself, the more likely you're going to attract somebody and be attractive to somebody that you want in your life. And that's all based on honesty, trust and respect. They're the 3 things that I say that make up a good relationship. And primarily you've got to do it with yourself, and then once you've done it with yourself, you'll naturally attract the people in your life that you want to have there. So I very often say, don't worry about what she's thinking about. It doesn't matter what she wants, because the focus of attention should be on what you want, because you'll never really know what she wants. You'll only ever know what you think she wants, and your thoughts can be wrong. So the more you try and understand somebody else, the more confusing it can sometimes be. So the best person to understand is yourself. So we both offer advice from 2 very different approaches, but by the looks of his channel and what he says and the messages that he puts out, we say very much the same thing.
4 videos per week, so check it out. All right, let's talk about those 2 weird things that men do. Well, let's talk about why men ignore women that they like. You know, it's interesting. I'm going to backtrack for a second, but I vaguely remember, not vaguely, succinctly remember that about 10 years ago, after my divorce, well, I guess my divorce a little bit longer than that, basically I noticed that women seem to just like jerks. They liked assholes. If the more you treat someone like crap, the more the women, I'm a good guy seeking relationship, and I just noticed women would choose jerks and assholes. So men who basically...
A lot of the times that's to do with boundary function. They're not necessarily looking for guys that are arseholes, but guys that are arseholes have a good boundary function. So it's basically what they say yes to and what they say no to. And good guys, your stereotypical good guy, has a boundary issue, because they can't stop saying yes because they want to please and supplicate to people. So I think you can be a good guy that doesn't take shit, and that is a healthy boundary to have. So you're a decent guy, but at the same time you have the bad boy qualities that are attractive to women by putting your foot down. And there's the other dynamic as well, in the sense that the good guys go out on dates to see if they're good enough for the women that they're dating, whereas the bad boy, let's say, is going out to see if the woman is good enough for him. And that's what I advocate. I advocate men go out and find a woman that's good enough for them, not worry about if they're good enough for the girl or not. And I don't think you have to be a bad boy. I think you just have to be a gentleman, a gentleman. You have to be a man, but a gentleman. So you have to be a man in the terms that you have strong boundary function, but you can be a gentleman in the way in which you conduct yourself.
Jerks and assholes. So men who basically ignored them, women seemed weirdly attracted to that.
Yeah, so the exchange is attention for sex. Men want sex and women want attention, so there's a healthy exchange between the 2. So now if your attention becomes scarce and hard to get, it now becomes more valuable, because scarcity is valuable. That's why men are attracted to virgins, because the less men that she slept with, the more attractive she's going to be. If she slept with everybody in the street, is she really your girl, or is it just your turn? The same is true with men and being a good guy. They put themselves out there and they give their attention away for free, and they end up in the friend zone, and then they're trapped in the friend zone. So if a man can have sex with a woman without investing any attention, that's an evolutionary win for him. And if a woman can garner a man's attention without giving him any sex, that's a new evolutionary win for her. In the same way that if you go into a shop and you take a chocolate bar and you don't pay for it, that's an evolutionary win because food is a fitness function payoff. So the healthiest exchange is to link your attention to sex. That way women won't be used as a booty call when they want something more out of it, and men won't be used as a friend when they want something more out of it.
Women seem weirdly attracted to that. Now that's most likely because the woman in the relationship is following a pattern from her past, following a pattern from her childhood. This is one of the reasons why I want you to read the book Getting the Love You Want by Harvell Hendrix and Helen
That may be true, but I don't think it's the fundamental reason.
Hunt, because this talks about the imago, why we choose men who aren't, men or women who aren't right for us, because we're most likely following a pattern in our life. Okay? But the reality is most men on some level, as well as women, we want companionship, we want connection, we want sex. So because of that, we want relationship, but we might ignore people because our childhood wounds and traumas are suffocating us.
It may be that, or when you're attracted to somebody, like your whole body changes, doesn't it? Sort of like attraction isn't a choice, and it kind of hypnotizes you in a way. And I think it makes us feeling very vulnerable, and we're afraid of being vulnerable in front of somebody else. So we sometimes choose to not give it any attention or look away because we don't want to, because somebody else has power over us, and we don't want them to manipulate how we feel about them to their advantage, if that makes sense, because we're in a very vulnerable position. In the same way that if we go down the street naked, you know, we're in a very vulnerable position. We're open to attack. So I think the reason why men choose to ignore women that they like is because they feel the weight of the vulnerability. They're like, I really want to have sex with this girl, or I really have fallen in love with this girl, or whatever it may be. Like, I really desire this person, and I don't know what to do about it. And it kind of scrambles the brain, and you don't think logically because you're so overwhelmed with emotion. So I think sometimes, and you don't know what to do and say, and people have like approach anxiety and all that kind of stuff. So you kind of back off and just kind of ignore the feeling because it's too uncomfortable, instead of paying attention to it. Because whenever we get a bad feeling, whether it's sadness or depression or anxiety, and that's a form of anxiety, whatever it is, it's not nice to feel it. So we try and avoid it by eating or watching TV or doing something in order to avoid that bad feeling. So being attracted to somebody doesn't always feel good because we don't react to it very good.
Being able to be in a healthy, happy relationship. This is one of the reasons why I highly recommend reading the book, The Hoffman Process, so you can understand why this is all happening and you could be healing yourself along the way. Okay, so you're not choosing men who are going to ignore you that like you. Okay, and this is why, if you follow my work, I'm such a big proponent of personal development work, self-help, and spiritual work. That's why I wrote my book, What the Heck is Self-Love Anyway? You see that, by Jonathon Aslay. This is a journey.
And that's what I advocate. I advocate in self-love. It's essentially self-respect. And so going back to my 3 fundamental things for a relationship: honesty, trust, and respect. You have to be in a relationship with people you can trust. And in order to do that, you have to be honest with one another. And, you know, you even have to trust yourself so that you don't make silly decisions. You know, the mind, the heart, and the groin often have contradictory messages to one another. And so it's difficult to know what to pay attention to. And we all fallible and we make mistakes. But if we can have self-love or self-respect, then it allows others to love and respect us in return. So honesty, trust, and respect. And then the 4th one I add in for like a long-term relationship is the loyalty aspect. And if you can get into a great relationship with yourself via self-love, then those elements come into place. Because we have to be in relationships that we can trust, whether it's a one-night stand or a long-term relationship. You have to trust the person that you're getting into bed with. In order to trust them, you have to be honest. And if somebody's being honest, then you have to respect them for it. Because that's very rare in this world, where everybody's deceiving one another, including themselves, in order to increase their sexual market value and gain external approval because they feel like they're not good enough. But if you already know that you're good enough, and you do love yourself and you do have self-respect, then you can put yourself forthrightly out in the world honestly, and then garner an honest relationship in return.
You begin to choose better men, because what's happening when a man ignores you, who likes you, is that most likely these two things are going on inside of himself. First off, he's wearing a mask. He's wearing a mask, and that mask is a false sense of confidence because he doesn't genuinely value himself. Let's take that in. He's wearing a mask because he genuinely doesn't value himself. This goes back to the self-love piece. Sadly, the number one emotional health issue facing both men and women alike is I'm not good enough, I'm not lovable, I'm not likable. So this is why I'm not a big proponent of the whole leaning back concept when a man ignores you, because there's most likely something going on inside of him. So when you're leaning back, being all happy in your relationship, you're actually causing a rift in the relationship when he does pull away or ignore you a little bit. But
I don't exactly know what he means by that. I do know that if you're attracted to somebody, they tend not to be attracted to you. And if you kind of ignore them, then that kind of attraction, they become attracted to you. There's kind of like a windscreen wipers effect. The more you're into someone, the more they don't seem to be into you. And the less you give a shit about someone, the more they like you. And it's sad. It really is sad. But I think that you can circumnavigate that. And that is through having honesty, trust and respect. And I think that a lot of the times people aren't chasing that. They're chasing their feelings. They're not chasing a genuine relationship. They're chasing what feels good to them in the moment. And a cream cake might taste good in the moment, but it might not necessarily be the best for your health.
When he does pull away or ignore you a little bit. But I'm just giving you insight into what's happening for him, okay? Now, the second reason is most likely there's chaos going on in his life. There's chaos going on in his life. And he can't commit to commitment. He can't commit to commitment. This is why, ladies, if you want to avoid these types of men who will ignore you, who even genuinely like you, is that you have to make better choices for yourself. You're going to have to set a higher standard so you can choose the type of men that you don't have to worry about them pulling away, and then you have to do the leaning back game. You're not going to do that if you follow my work, because I'm all...
Yeah, because you see, another thing I say often on this channel is the only winning move is not to play the game. And the moment that you play around with attention and all that kind of stuff, you're playing a game. The moment that you hold sex as a carrot on the end of a stick, or the moment you hold attention as a carrot on the end of the stick, you're just playing. It's just not. You should be both 100% fully committed to having an honest, transparent relationship.
About leaning in, lean into your sovereignty, lean into your self-worth, and lean into the understandings of the mechanics of a healthy, happy relationship. Let me repeat that. Lean into the mechanics of what it is to be in a healthy, happy relationship. This is why I want you to check out this book. I haven't mentioned it in a while. The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. By the way, have you purchased any of the books that I recommend? If you haven't, there's a link below to Jonathon Recommends. Now, I'm going to be candid with you. I know a number of you said, Jonathon, my library is exploding with the books you're recommending. Yes, but let me tell you, this book, Untethered Soul, will change your life. And by the way, here's a rule of thumb. Only read one chapter at a time. When you're reading this book, only read one chapter at one sitting. No more than that. It's 19 chapters. It'll take you 19 days. It's 15 minutes per chapter to read. Start reading this book now, because you won't have to worry about these men that are pulling away, they're ignoring you, because you're going to be changing inside out. And like I said a moment ago, you're going to learn the mechanics to a healthy, happy relationship. This is why you have to buy the book, 8 Dates by Dr. John Gottman and Julie Gottman. Oh my gosh, do yourself a favor.
Yeah, those guys have done a lot of work on relationships, and they've got some very interesting insights.
Go onto YouTube after my video, type in John Gottman, type in 8.
I've done another video, I'll put it in the link in the description, to John and Julie Gottman.
dates and watch one of those videos, one of those podcasts. It will change your life. You don't have to. Here's the thing. You're watching this video most likely because you're choosing either dysfunctional men who have masks or they have chaos in their life. And I'm here to re-educate.
I think that if women are choosing the wrong guy, it's coming from them. Or if you go out and you drink a load of alcohol and then the next day you have a hangover and then you blame the alcohol for it, it was your series of decisions out of all the options that you had, and you chose one that wasn't good for your health. And now you want to abdicate responsibility about it by moaning about it. And I think until you accept full responsibility, because rights and responsibility are inextricably linked. So if you want rights, you have to have responsibility with it. And there's not a huge discussion on responsibility. And it's your ability to be able to respond. And so life is decisions, and it's important to make better decisions.
You into choosing men who are capable of being in a healthy, happy relationship. And if you need some support at that, that's my area of expertise, teaching you.
But sometimes I think as well, not only do they abdicate responsibility by moaning about it, but the moaning also generates attention because people will listen to them moan. So now they're getting more attention. So it's like men having free sex. It's like porn, you know, on the websites and stuff. You can just watch a load of endless naked people. It's sort of like you're getting what you want out the interaction, even though you're misbehaving in order to get it. And that's why it's important to, this is what I teach men. I mention it in another video. I'll put in the link in here as well, to a video I reacted about a woman talking about this. Only give attention when she's behaving well, and when she's misbehaving, take your attention away. So don't fuel negative behavior by giving it attention. So if they're moaning, bitching and complaining about you, just fucking ignore them. That's different to if they want to sit down and they have a genuine issue and they want to talk about it in an adult fashion and in a mature way. I'm talking about genuinely slagging off and being rude and disrespectful. Like, just ignore those people and don't give it, and moaning about how bad men are. Just ignore them. Only pay attention to the people that want to improve themselves and want to improve their lives. Only give attention to that.
To vet those men. Check out the link to the free discovery call with me, because that's what I'm here to help you with. That's my job as a coach, is to teach you how to choose these men that you don't have to worry about pulling away or ignoring you or disappearing or ghosting. Wouldn't you want that? Is that what you want? Please tell me that's what you want. Post.
Yeah, and if you're a man watching this video, I have a product called What to Message a Girl for Online Dating Success. So a lot of men don't have a great deal of luck or success with these dating apps. So my product goes into what guys can message. Once they've got a like, you know, somebody likes them and they like them back and there's a mutual like, they have a lot of trouble then turning that into a date. And I do it very optimally and very quickly in a very short space of time, so you can go on more dates. When I was dating the most, I was going on 3 dates a day, and I didn't have all the flashy things that the manosphere guys say that you have to have. I was broke, homeless and living in a van, and I was going on 3 dates a day. And you don't need to have all the, because women choose men based on being a lover or a provider, and you don't have to have the provider qualities if you have the lover qualities.
Comment, I want to hear about it. Because ladies, I'm here to be your big brother. My job is to stand at the door on the first date, look that guy in the eye and go, motherfucker, are you going to treat my sister with respect? Because if you're not ready to...
There's that word again, respect.
Jump into a relationship, if you don't value yourself, if your life is in chaos, then you're out the door. Because I'm going to kick your fucking ass if you screw over my sister. That's my approach.
Well, some girls have just split up with a guy and they want to have a one-night stand, or they want to have an affair because somebody else had an affair, or like, I really do believe that the dating apps are designed to help women. So when a woman wants a one-night stand, she tends to go on Tinder. When she wants a relationship, she tends to go on Bumble. When she wants to meet up for a coffee, she tends to go on Hinge. You know, or, so it really depends on, you know, and you have also like farmers and Christian dating sites, and you can have niche dating websites for very specific people that you want to hook up with or get together with or network with even. So human evolution is driven by female sexual selection, and female sexual selection is attraction and or desire, let's say, and it's unconscious process that goes on inside of consciousness, and we really don't understand consciousness. That's why they call it the hard problem of consciousness, because it's very mysterious, and so we don't know 100% why we're attracted to the things that we're attracted to. We just know that we are, and then we have to deal with it. If you're attracted to something, you don't have a choice over it. And if you're not attracted to something, you can't force yourself to be attracted to something that you're not. So we kind of just have to take our emotions and be in control of them, as opposed to having the emotions be in control of us.
A very big brother, direct, I curse, I use expletives. Hey, that's my style. If you like it, great. If not, I'm not your coach, okay? You don't need to follow my channel anymore. But if this resonates with you, I want to hear about it, so post a comment
I like Jonathon Aslay's style.
below and post a question as well. What are those two weird psychological phenomena? I think you got a gist of it right now. All right, I'm going to wrap up this video as I always do. First off, giving myself a big, gigantic Jonathan Bear hug of self-love. I'm going to reach into the camera and give you a hug of love if that's okay. I'm going to ask you to turn to someone or even a pet right now and give them a hug of love, because we could all use a lot of love right now. And hugs are a great source of love. I want to thank you so much and wishing you a super duper wonderful day. Bye-bye now.
Well, that was a lovely video. I highly recommend you go and watch Jonathon's channel if you're a female and you're looking for a dating coach or something like that. He seems like a genuine guy that's trying to help people. And if you're a guy online dating and you're looking for a girl, get my product. Sorted, isn't it? What's the problem? Hello, my name is Doug, and I've created a video tutorial called What to Message a Girl for Online Dating Success. The reason why I've created this product is to help those men out there who are dating online but are not getting the replies or getting the dates that they desire. My product will teach you what to message a girl, what not to message a girl, when to message a girl, how to respond when you're not sure what to write, what to do if she doesn't reply, how to get her phone number, and how to communicate to get online dating success. If you're getting matches and no success, this product is for you. It's what you need to do today to start getting success with your matches. I'll also be talking about other issues such as how to spot red flags, identify time wasters, to stay out the friend zone, how to deal with ghosting, simmering, and icing. Not only will I be giving you exactly what you need, copy and paste, I'll also be explaining to you the reason why I'm writing what I'm writing, so you can understand the psychology and know what behaviours to look out for and which ones to avoid. This product is packed with value. I've tried to cram as much as I can into a short amount of time as possible, while being the most informative. If you're a man and you're confused and frustrated with what to text with online dating, this product is the solution for you to get more dates in less time. Click the link in the description box below to buy the product and change your dating life forever.